Hi everyone, welcome. So silicone or putty, which should you use to seal up your drains? Well, that really depends on the application, what type of fixture you're going to use the product on, and where the drain is located. So I'm going to show you. Okay, so here we have our tub drain. Here's one right here, okay? So that part is down underneath the tub and it sits up against the bottom of the tub. And then this part here threads into a plastic adapter underneath, okay? So we're gonna pop this out. So you can use putty or silicone on tub drains. If you're gonna use putty, then you would just take your putty, take out a good chunk of putty, make that into a snake, like that. And this putty will squish out as you do it up with this tool. That'll squish out of there like that. You would just take that excess off of there. Now, I prefer to use silicone on tub drains, and I'm going to tell you the reason for that right now. I like to use a good quality clear silicone. Just put a good bead all around that drain. Place it down in this nice clean spot. That silicone would squeeze out. And then you can even take a little bit of silicone and put it down in underneath around. And once you had that in there with your silicone, you would just wipe that excess silicone off and give it enough time, according to the manufacturer's instructions, to dry before you use the tub. I do that when this is going to be concealed, when you can't get to the bottom or the back. I trust this a lot more than plumber's putty. Plumber's putty dries up and cracks over time. I have found silicone holds up better, and that's with 20 years experience. So I'm going from what I have seen. I have seen many more leaks using putty on tub drains than I have using silicone. Also, I would do the same on a shower drain, and that will last longer than putty, in my opinion. And I'm sure there's some plumbers out there that disagree with that. I've just had better results with silicone. I've seen it many times when a tub has leaked from that exact spot and caused damage to ceilings, flooring, and most of the time it's plumber's putty that's dried up. So, you know, a good quality silicone works just as well, if not better. Okay, so next application would be a lavatory basin drain, a pop-up. Okay, that's this guy right here. Okay, I would always use putty on that. You would take your putty, get it nice and malleable. Sometimes this comes off. In this case, it does. So you would take that and just make it into a snake and put it around there. Just like that. This part here would come up from underneath, and then you would place that down, tighten this up, and that putty would squish out around the edges. And you would clean that putty off, and that's how I would do a pop-up drain assembly on a sink. And the last spot that I'd like to talk about is your basket strainer on your kitchen sink drains, okay? So this is a place where I would not use silicone here, okay, underneath here, okay? Here's a drain here, okay? So that pops off of there. This is easily accessible under here. And a lot of times kitchen sinks, the parts under here will rust out, or they get full of food debris and parts need to be repaired or replaced. So this starting to leak around here, it's possible it could happen, but it's an easy repair, okay? You can get to it. So here I would take putty again, get a nice chunk out of there, roll that up, and then just place it around. Just like that. And then you would put that in. I like to line up the little label here towards the back like that. And you would push that down. And then this goes down underneath the sink with this gasket. That faces up. And then you would put this through there and it would thread into that. You would tighten this up and the putty would squish out like that. And then you would just clean off that excess putty. Okay? And a little bit of this putty will continue to come out around there for a while, and you just keep cleaning it off. And then you got to wipe this down because it leaves a little bit of residue on the stainless steel. And there is one other way you can do it. These basket strainers now come with a foam gasket. So you can not use putty at all and just put that foam gasket on there. And that foam gasket takes the place of putty and goes right on there. And I have never had a problem with that. So this is a really easy and nice clean way to install a basket strainer. You don't have to deal with putty. That squishes in between there and seals it off just fine. So I would use either one there, but I would not use silicone there. Basket strainers are prone to problems over the years and need to be replaced more often than any other drain in my experience. So I would not recommend silicone in this application. All right, well, those are my recommendations. And whether you agree or disagree, we're all looking for the same thing here. We want our drains to be sealed up and not leak, right? So I'm just going from experience here. I'm just letting you know what has worked best for me and what I have seen over the years. I hope the video helped you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.